You handed over all your savings for Mom's hospital bills, didn't you? You're off the hook now, Riley. Go chase your dreams. My dad's voice was smooth, almost rehearsed, as he stood in our Asheville living room, the glow of Christmas lights casting shadows on the hardwood floor. I'd just given them $100,000, every cent I'd clawed together from years of hustling as a real estate investment consultant. I thought I was keeping Mom alive, but a month later, I stood frozen outside a sleek new house in Biltmore Forest, one they bought with my money, without even whispering a word to me. My name wasn't on the deed, not even on the mailbox. Hey y'all, I'm Riley, 38, a deal closer who built a name-flipping properties in this artsy North Carolina town. I was the one who held our family together when Mom's cancer hit hard, skipping weekends hiking the Blue Ridge Mountains, pouring every bonus into her treatment, thinking we were a team. But that Christmas Eve, staring at their house with no place for me, my heart broke like a glass ornament shattering on the floor. And just when I thought their betrayal couldn't cut deeper, I uncovered a secret. So jaw-dropping it left me speechless. You won't believe what I found out. Hit that like and subscribe button to hear how I tackled the family betrayal they threw at me. I was still reeling from Dad's words that Christmas Eve. Standing in our Asheville living room, the sharp scent of pine from the Christmas tree choked me with bitter irony. The festive glow of twinkling lights felt like a mockery, each bulb a reminder of the warmth I thought we shared. My phone buzzed, slicing through the haze. A text from Jen, my colleague in real estate. Yo, Riley, your parents just closed on a stunning house in Biltmore Forest. Didn't know you were part of it. My heart sank like a leaf, drifting down the French Broad River, its waters cold and unforgiving under the autumn sky. I'd given them $100,000, every penny I'd clawed together from years of grueling real estate deals, late nights pitching to clients, and skipped vacations, believing it was for Mom's cancer treatments. The betrayal hit harder when I found a Christmas card slipped under my door, glossy and cruel, showing a sprawling mansion with the caption, Ethan's Legacy Home. My brother Ethan, 25, a slick-talking real estate agent who'd never paid a dime for Mom's bills, was their golden boy. The card felt like a deliberate taunt, their triumph inked in festive red. I drove to their house, hands trembling on the wheel, the Asheville hills blurring past. Storming into their living room, I held up the card and demanded, voice cracking, "You used my money to buy a house?" Mom's eyes darted away, her voice a weak mumble. "It's for the family, Riley." Dad shrugged, casual as ever. "Ethan needs a solid base for his career." Their words burned, erasing me like I was nothing but their cash machine. I'd poured my life into keeping them afloat. 100,000 countless sacrifices. All for what? To be sidelined for Ethan, the son who coasted on charm? That night, back in my apartment, I stared at the autumn leaves falling outside my window, their golden hues a stark contrast to the darkness inside me. A question gnawed, were Mom's hospital bills even real? The doubt festered, a seed of suspicion taking root. I felt shattered, yet something stirred, a spark of resolve. Their betrayal wasn't just a wound, it was a wake-up call. Drop a comment below. Has your family ever blindsided you like this? I need to know I'm not alone. I couldn't sleep, my mind spinning like leaves caught in an Asheville autumn breeze. The sting of Dad's betrayal on Christmas Eve burned fresh, and as a real estate investment consultant, I knew property records like the rhythm of my own heartbeat. Driven by a restless need for truth, I marched to the Buncombe County Clerk's office the next morning, my boots echoing on the cold marble floor. What I found hit me like a runaway train. The Biltmore Forest House was registered solely in Ethan's name. My $100,000, scraped from years of high-stakes deals and sleepless nights, wasn't for Mom's cancer treatments. Digging deeper, I uncovered the real blow. Her hospital bills totaled just $20,000. The remaining $80,000 funneled into a secret trust fund for Ethan's luxury condo project and a gleaming Mercedes to elevate his brand as a hotshot real estate agent. The air grew heavier as I sifted through digital records at home, my laptop's glow casting shadows across my face. Then a bombshell, an email from Dad to Ethan, buried in a hacked account I'd accessed with skills honed from years in the industry. Riley's money is clean, but keep her out. She'd ruin our plan. Our plan? My pulse raced as I uncovered a second email, revealing they'd siphoned my bonuses for years to cover Dad's old gambling debts, disguised as medical costs. My heart felt shredded by 1,000 knives, each cut a betrayal deeper than the last. I'd been their pawn since Mom's diagnosis, my sacrifices twisted into their profit. I sat in my car, rain pelting the windshield like a Blue Ridge thunderstorm, the world blurring beyond the glass. The truth roared louder than the storm. I wasn't family to them, just a means to an end. My hands gripped the steering wheel, knuckles white, as fury and grief collided. Have you ever uncovered a lie this big? Hit that like button if you're as shocked as I was. On New Year's Eve, I stormed back to my parents' house, clutching the damning records and emails, my pulse racing like the French Broad River in flood. The Christmas tree still glowed in their Asheville living room, its twinkling lights a cruel contrast to the betrayal weighing down the air. I faced them, my voice raw and trembling in the quiet night. You used my $100,000 to fund Ethan's trust and a Mercedes? You've been lying about Mom's bills for years to cover Dad's gambling debts? The words tore from me, sharp and jagged, slicing through the festive facade. Mom stammered, her hands twisting nervously. "We did it for the family, Riley," she said, her voice thin and unconvincing. Dad leaned back, arms crossed, his face a mask of defiance. "You're blowing this out of proportion," he snapped, as if my life savings were pocket change. Ethan, lounging on the couch, flashed a cocky smirk. "Chill, sis, it's just business. You're loaded anyway." His arrogance was a spark to my kindling fury. Then came the gut punch. Mom's voice dropped, almost a whisper. "We also put your money into an offshore account for Ethan's future deals. It's what he deserves." An offshore account? The room spun, the revelation a sledgehammer to my chest. They'd not only stolen my money, but funneled it into a secret vault for Ethan's ambitions. My blood boiled, a tempest of rage and hurt swirling inside me. Not just at them, but at myself, for trusting them, for believing their lies about Mom's cancer bills, for giving up my dreams to prop up theirs. I'd been blind, a pawn in their calculated game, my sacrifices twisted into their gain. "I'm done being your cash cow," I declared, locking eyes with each of them. Mom's fleeting guilt, Dad's cold indifference, Ethan's smug grin. My voice didn't waver, though my hands shook with the weight of what I was ending. The silence that followed was deafening, broken only by the faint hum of holiday lights. I turned, my boots crunching on the fallen leaves outside, the crisp Asheville fall air biting at my tear-streaked face. Each step away from that house felt like shedding a heavy chain, though my heart ached with the loss of what I'd thought we were. I moved in with Jenna, my best friend, whose warm apartment became a refuge. That night, staring at the city lights from her balcony, I swore I'd make them pay, literally, for what they'd done. The betrayal was a wound, but it also lit a fire. I wasn't just walking away, I was stepping into a fight for my own worth. What would you have said to them in that moment? Drop a comment, I'm dying to know. The Asheville air carried the scent of pine and ambition as I teamed up with Jenna's cousin, Sarah, a razor-sharp real estate lawyer whose office overlooked the vibrant River Arts District. My heart still throbbed from the sting of my family's betrayal. $100,000 of my savings funneled into Ethan's schemes and Dad's gambling debts, disguised as Mom's medical bills. But Sarah's discovery set my pulse racing. Dad had forged my signature on a mortgage document, falsely claiming I'd gifted the $100,000 to secure their Biltmore Forest mansion. The offshore account Mom had mentioned, it was tied to a shady developer Dad owed from his gambling days, with whispers of tax evasion swirling like smoke in Asheville's misty hills. The audacity of their deceit fueled my resolve. This wasn't just about money, it was about reclaiming my power. Sarah and I crafted a plan as precise as a blueprint. "We can void the sale and sue for your money," she said, her voice steady, as we pored over records in her dimly lit office, the glow of street art murals seeping through the window. I filed the lawsuit that same week, my heart pounding as I signed the papers, each stroke a declaration of independence. But the real bombshell came when Sarah uncovered that Ethan's luxury condo project had collapsed, dragging the family into a financial abyss. Their Biltmore Forest house, the one they'd flaunted as Ethan's legacy, was now facing foreclosure, a poetic twist that felt like fate's own hand. With my industry connections, I saw an opportunity. The old family home, where I'd grown up chasing fireflies in the backyard, was up for auction in Asheville. I bid strategically, my real estate instincts sharp as ever, and when the gavel slammed, the house was mine. I transformed it into a boutique retreat, its charm drawing bookings faster than artists flocking to the River Arts District. Each reservation felt like a brick in the foundation of my new life, built on my terms. Then came Mom's text, her words dripping with desperation. "Riley, come home, we're family." The plea stirred a flicker of guilt, but I crushed it. "You chose Ethan," I texted back, my fingers steady. "I'm choosing me." My voice echoed in my mind, a vow to never again be their pawn. Sarah clapped me on the shoulder, her grin wide. "You've turned their game against them, Riley." I nodded, the weight of years lifting. "They thought they'd break me," I said, "but I'm building something better." Dad called, his tone frantic. "Riley, you're killing us." I hung up, the silence sweeter than any apology they'd never offer. This wasn't revenge for spite. It was justice, a reclaiming of what they'd stolen. My heart swelled with a fierce pride, tempered by the scars of their betrayal. Y'all, have you ever flipped a betrayal into a win? Smash that like button if you're cheering me on. The courtroom was a quiet storm, the judge's gavel a thunderclap that sealed my victory. The ruling came down swift and clear. Dad and Ethan owed me $100,000 for the money they'd swindled, but their accounts were dry as the autumn leaves scattered across Asheville's hills. The Biltmore Forest house, their trophy, bought with my savings, was sold at auction to cover their debt. Ethan's real estate empire, once propped up by my sacrifices, crumbled like a house of cards. I heard through the grapevine he's now a barista at a quirky Asheville coffee shop. his flashy Mercedes a burden he can barely afford, the payments eating away at his meager tips. The offshore account, their secret vault for Ethan's schemes, sparked a deeper reckoning, an IRS investigation into Dad's shady dealings, with whispers of tax fraud charges looming like storm clouds over the Blue Ridge Parkway. Mom's voicemail arrived a week later, her voice trembling with tears. "Riley, we didn't mean to hurt you," she said, the words dripping with desperation, but no real remorse. I stared at my phone, the weight of years pressing down. Years of lies about her cancer bills, of my bonuses siphoned to cover Dad's gambling debts. My fingers moved with a calm I hadn't known I possessed, typing back, "I'm done being your bank account." I hit send, the message a final cut through the chains they'd wrapped around me. I moved into the old family home, the one I'd grown up in, now transformed into a thriving boutique retreat. Its wraparound porch, where I'd once chased fireflies, now welcomed guests from across the country, their bookings flooding in like hikers drawn to the Blue Ridge Parkway's winding trails. The house, once a symbol of my betrayal, became my sanctuary, each polished floorboard a testament to my resilience. I enrolled in a real estate investment course, my mind buzzing with plans to scale my business, to build something unshakable on the ashes of their deceit. This Christmas, I stood on that porch, leaves falling softly in the crisp Asheville air, sipping coffee as the sun rose over the mountains. The holiday no longer carried the sting of last year's betrayal. Instead, it felt like an Asheville sunrise. After a long, brutal storm, golden, warm, and entirely mine. I'd built a life that was my own, y'all, carved from the wreckage of their lies. The scent of pine mingled with the promise of freedom, and for the first time I felt unshackled, my heart light as the breeze rustling through the trees. The lesson burned clear: you don't have to stay trapped in a toxic family. Set your boundaries, chase your dreams, and let the weight of their expectations fall away. I'd turned their betrayal into my triumph, and it felt like standing on a mountaintop, the world stretching out before me. If you're cheering for this comeback, smash that like and subscribe button for more stories like mine. What's your story of breaking free? Drop it in the comments. I'm all ears.